Welcome to today's interesting episode. Today, we are heading to Sabalgarh Fort, located about 70 kilometers from Morena, Madhya Pradesh, India. It's situated in an area with no public transportation, so we had to walk to the fort from the village. What you will see today is a fort full of mysteries. Specifically, you will see a mysterious stone that bleeds every year. Yes, you heard it right. To learn about the story, watch the video until the end. Though the fort is close to the village, not many people visit because of the stories associated with it. At other forts, there were many peoples, but here, it's just us. This place feels haunted. There is no one except the two of us. It's a bit confusing where to start because there are so many rooms and palaces here. This is the balcony of the palace from where you can see the city. It's quite an amazing view. It's very important to be careful while wandering around places like this. Many sections of ancient structures may be weak and could cause accidents. The construction of this fort is greatly inspired by Rajasthani architecture. It felt like someone was watching us from there, probably because this place has been abandoned for many years. So, it might be our imagination. There are many historic locations in Madhya Pradesh and this fort is among them. One interesting thing about this fort is that it was unconquerable for nearly 400 years. Now, we are heading toward the area where we felt like someone was watching us. This wall here is part of the fort itself. It's almost 2 kilometers long. One can only imagine how massive it was back then. When we were standing up there, we saw a painting on that side. So, let's go see it. This fort was built in the 16th century by King Chambal Singh, but he unfortunately passed away while it was still under construction. Later, in the 17th century, it was completed by King Gopal Singh. We are looking for the stone I mentioned earlier, the one that bleeds every year. We spoke with some locals here and they told us that someone took the stone away. We also confirmed if it really bleeds and they said yes. They told us that it used to bleed every year during the Diwali festival. This is the only way to reach the topmost part of the fort. We won't go there as it's not safe. Now, we are headed to another section of this fort. The locals we met told us that the stone is here. They said there were two stones. One was taken away and the other is still here. Climbing up there is really dangerous, but coming down is even more perilous. In ancient times, anyone who saw this fort wanted to conquer it. In the 17th century, Sikandar Lodhi attacked and successfully won this fort. The main problem with this fort is that we can't visit most of it due to safety concern. This is an ancient cannon left just as it was. The story I was telling you about this fort is that the king of Sabalgarh once invited the queens of the Gwalior fort, another major fort in India that is situated about 100 kilometers from this place. Back then, this area was covered with lush yellow fields of mustard. When the queens of Gwalior asked about it, they were told it was the gold of Sabalgarh. The Gwalior queens misunderstood it as a real gold and told the king of Gwalior that Sabalgarh was full of gold and they should attack it. The king of Gwalior then attacked and defeated the ruler of this place. They also killed the king's son by smashing his head against one of the stones of the wall. Since that day, It is said that the stones bleeds every year on Diwali because he was killed on Diwali. While wandering around this fort, you will see many pieces of stones that are now detached but were once part of the fort. This is another palace, quite larger than the previous one. This fort is so beautiful that once you visit, you understand why such places were often attacked. After Sikandar Lodhi won this fort, it was taken by one of the Maratha kings of that time and given back to King Gopal Singh. These were the restrooms of that time. Now we are headed to the first floor of this palace to see if we find something new. We met a local who lives nearby. He also told us that the stone bleeds every year on Diwali and that researchers took the stone away. It's hard to believe such things as it feels superstitious, but when many people claim the same thing, one might start to believe it. It's also possible that it releases a red liquid due to some chemical reaction. But then why only on Diwali? That's quite debatable. These are the outlets of the restrooms we showed you earlier. This shows how properly they managed everything back then and proves that Indians were quite hygienic. So, what do you think about the mystery of the stone? Is it a made-up story of the villagers, or is it true that the stone used to bleed? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, please like the video and share the channel to help others learn about such marvels of India. We assure you that you'll always get interesting information about the historical places of India from our channel.